We are 10,000 people in Kerala. We hire about 300 plus ACCAs every year.
I really honestly wish to see all of you as affiliates and members one day in my Converse Connect.
Morning. Not loud enough. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. So very, very warm welcome to each and every one of you who are present here today. And I'm very much happy, more than happy. I'm really, really excited to be a part of this wonderful event which is taking place here right now. As you know, Elance as an education institution have kept really good values, and we have a very specific track record when it comes to the results which we actually achieve in the professional examinations from the students of Elance. Apart from the academics, there is also another side which we really focus on, is having a very good strategic relation with the professional body like ACCA. And since 2018, I still remember, since 2018, when we started this initiative as a very humble initiative in a very small campus, which was not even as big as this hall. It was even maybe 50% of the size of this hall. And since then, we have received immense support from the ACCA fraternity till now, till this moment. I remember Althea ma'am coming to our campus for the very first time in Pavangad as a part of a visit regarding a silver learning partner approval. And afterwards, we have had opportunities, we had chances to take part in a lot of events conducted by the ACCA at various venues like Chennai, Cochin, etc., where I realized and where I met such eminent personalities like Mr. Sajid Khan, even the CEO of ACCA, Helen Brandt, or Lucia Martin. And one thing which I can assure you, one thing which I can promise you to the students of Elance, is that ACCA as a professional body is doing a very good work, and they are ensuring that they are doing whatever they can to support the students of the ACCA fraternity at large. And even last week when Althea came to this campus for a visit into Kochi campus, I raised a request from the students' end. I raised a humble request that we have a requirement where the students should get an opportunity, where the students should get a chance to interact with the employers as such. And look what we have now. We have the most eminent ACCA employer representatives here. And my job is to welcome each and every one of you to this event. I don't want to delay this anymore because I know that I'm not the one who's supposed to be talking here today. You are not here to hear my talk. You are here for something special. You are here to get a lot of insights from these various personalities on the dais. So I would like to welcome first the director of ACCA India, Mr. Sajid Khan, for coming here and for becoming a part of this very wonderful event. Next, I have someone whom I'm working really close since 2018, since the last 6 years. She's the Senior Business Relationship Manager of ACCA, Ms. Althea Lee. I would like to welcome Ms. Althea to this program. Now, I think the stars of the day, just like you guys, is the employers, the employer representatives who have gathered here to share their insights with you, to share their views regarding the ACCA employability as such. I know that you guys have a lot of doubts regarding the employability aspect after qualifying a qualification like ACCA. And you will have a chance to raise your questions or interact with them for maybe 5 or 10 minutes maximum. So we have Ms. Roshni Nair, Vice President of Deutsche Bank. I welcome ma'am to this event. Very thankful for you, ma'am, for being here. And we also have Mr. Jeevan Sasidharan, who is the Associate Director of Ernst & Young, EY, GDS, MENA region. And I can see that we have a lot of parents here. എനിക്ക് ഒരുപാട് സന്തോഷമുള്ള കാര്യമാണ് ഇങ്ങനെ ഒരു ഓറിയന്റേഷൻ സെഷനിൽ വന്നതിന് ശേഷം തൻ്റെ മക്കളെ കൂട്ടിയിട്ട് ഏറ്റവും നല്ല മാർക്സ് വാങ്ങി പാസ്സായ രീതിയിൽ ഓറിയന്റേഷൻ പോലെ തന്നെ ഫെലിസിറ്റേഷനും വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് പാരൻസ് വരുന്നത് കാണുക. ഇറ്റ്സ് വൺ ഓഫ് ദ മോസ്റ്റ് ബ്യൂട്ടിഫുൾ തിങ്. And as someone who's part of the academic side, as someone who's part of the management, it's indeed a very proud moment for me to declare that we have created history in ACCA results for the last 3 sessions consecutively by making a remarkable achievement of 1,000 plus passes for ACCA exams in the last 3 sessions. Elance has had a very wonderful run for the last 2 years. If we take the last 2 years, last year we had 5 ranks out of 9 total ranks which is being declared. We had last year 5 out of 9 ranks coming from our students last year. And this year, for this session, we have 3 global ranks in this single session, where one there is, for FR, there is Mohammad Nafi scoring world rank 1 from a very small classroom. We have ranks for PM, we have ranks for FR, we have rank for FM as well. Those rank holders are also here. And more than that, we have our affiliates here who have qualified this professional certification in the last attempt. So we'll have to felicitate them also. I welcome all of them to this event. And I can see that this is very well arranged. This is very well managed and organized for making this space really beautiful, for making this infra really effective. I know that you guys have put a lot of effort yesterday, all the support staff and all the students as well. So I welcome all the students and all the support staff at Elance to this event. And thank you for listening to me very patiently. Thank you for being such a wonderful crowd. Thank you so much.
A very good morning to you all. Thank you for the warm welcome and introduction. We are very pleased to be here this morning, and we highly value our partnership with Elance, who are known for quality tuition, and their commitment to supporting you is remarkable. I'm also very glad to be here with you this morning because I'm very passionate about supporting you all as young leaders of tomorrow. And today, I'm going to share some advice with you. I'm here to help you with some experience sharing, but also some advice that which can help you in achieving your goals, whether it is achieving the qualification or whether it is having a rewarding career in accountancy and finance. So please listen very carefully. What I'm going to share today is going to be life-changing for some of you. Maybe for all of you, but some of you. I'll tell why I'm saying so. I'll come back later on, yeah? Why I'm saying some of you only. It could be for all of you, but it could be for some of you. I'm just going to share only 3 key messages today, so that it is easy to remember and apply. The first message is very clear, that you should be very proud of pursuing a qualification like ACCA. The first thing, I'll tell you why. We see around us so many things are changing. We are living in an era of rapid transformation. Everything is changing because of technology, because of environment, because of regulation changing, because of political things changing. It is all changing. Entirely the business landscape is changing. Do you all agree? Yes. So in this new changed world, which is already changed, we need professional accountants to help the economy, to the businesses to navigate these challenges, but also to realize opportunities. There are many opportunities as well. So they all are looking for finance professionals like you to help them navigate these challenging times and also realize opportunities. Now, the skills that you bring to the table are not just valuable, they are essential. They are needed by the employers. And hence, there is so much growing demand for ACCA qualified professionals like you who are pursuing qualification. And I have mentioned that the skills, the competencies, the capabilities that you bring is exactly what the world is requiring now. The world needs now. And hence you can see there is a surge in demand for professional accountants, not only just here in India, but also globally. So be assured that what you're doing is a great qualification and you'll always be in demand. And it is at ACCA, it is our duty to keep you always in demand by keeping the qualification always ahead. You know, our logo says think ahead, right? We always think ahead. We keep the qualification in line with what the employers are looking for. So just be proud and focus on this. And I told you just now that there is a demand for skills that you bring to the table, right? So what are those skills? So I'll just put some light on those skills, because you can start developing those skills right from now. Of course, the first skill they are looking for, which is understood, is the technical skills that you need to have in the particular area. Of course, when you talk about accountancy, finance, and management, you need to have the hardcore, technical knowledge of those skills, the concepts, the principles, all those background. That is the knowledge, which is, of course, you need to have. But now you need to have more than that, other skills as well. Because of big data that we have now, they need analytical skills. Data analysis is very, very important, right? Then, because of technology, you all have to be tech savvy. We need digital skills. Automation, AI is everywhere. So you need to be digital savvy. Then, what is also more important, what employers, I'm sure they will also mention about this skill which they're looking for, is the communication. It's very, very important. How you're able to interact with others, how you're able to relate, how you're able to connect with others. For that, you need to have good communication skills. Yeah? And then we also need critical thinking and problem solving. Again, this is another skill which employers are looking for very actively. They want you to solve problems, critical thinking, problem solving. And also another skill that they are looking for very particularly is the collaboration. Because now you're working in several teams, not only local teams, but also global teams. You're a part of global team. So you need to have collaboration skills. How do you collaborate? How do you work together? And there's a lot of difference between cooperation and collaboration. If you're friendly with others, you're helping others, that is cooperation, not collaboration. Collaboration is understanding what exactly are we achieving together. What is your role and what is my role in that? That is collaboration and working together, right? That is collaboration is required. And then there's also need for emotional intelligence. Understanding each other's emotions and connecting with them, that is emotional intelligence. Also another skill which is very much required in today's environment, which is very challenging, is resilience. And you know what is resilience? How well you deal with the challenges and come back. If you have a setback, if you face any challenges, how well and how fast you bounce back, that is resilience. And you see a spring, when you press the spring, it compresses, right? As soon as you leave, it comes back, right? This is exactly you should be. If you face any challenge, of course we are impacted, but you should come back to original position as soon as possible. That is resilience. You have to build that resilience. And another skill which I would like to highlight here very clearly is a curiosity. Be curious, ask questions. And I think all of us we have lost that curiosity over the time. Remember when we were very young, like kids, how many questions we used to ask? Lot many, right? People are tired of answering those questions, so many questions. But when you went to the school, what happened? For the first, like kindergarten school, there were so many like you who were asking questions. The teacher had to say, please wait, raise your hand if you have to ask a question. So there was a first break to your curiosity there, because you had questions but you couldn't ask, you had to raise the hand, right? And then that continued. And now you have come to a stage where you're not asking any question because you're scared, saying that what if I ask this question, what others will think of me? Is it right question or wrong question, right? You're so much worried about that, and because of this you have lost your curiosity. So please bring back that curiosity. Ask questions. And even leaders, they ask the right questions. They don't tell you what to do. They only ask the right questions. For example, if you ask me, what is this? There are two ways of dealing with this. I can tell you what is this, one way. The other way I can tell you, where do you think we can find this information about? So then you will think, okay, where can I find the information? Then you will go and find out, yeah? So which is better, first one or second one? The first one, I'm giving you a fish every day. Second one, I'm teaching you to fish. Right? There is a saying that if you give a man a fish, you feed him for the day. If you teach a man to fish, you feed him for life. Right? So we have to empower you. We have to ask the right questions so that you get to know how do you do it yourself. Right? So ask the right questions. Even ChatGPT has got all the answers, right? But what do you need? The right question. It may give the very different answer to different people because depending on the question, what you ask. So please ask questions. Why, what, when, how, and you'll get so many answers. And also another skill which is very, very important is ethical practice. As ACCA, we always say that we not only want good accountants, but accountants who are good as well. So we want good ethical practice. So you should be the champions of ethical practice. So these are the skills which you should be aware of and start preparing right from now. This is the first message. Second message, now if you are very clear that there is high demand for ACCA and there is high demand for the skills, that means you have to focus on completing your qualification and getting your ACCA membership. When I talk about ACCA membership, again, there are 3 E's in that, as you know. One is the experience, ethics module, and the more important part is the exams, right? Exams, ethics, and experience. We call 3 E's. All the 3 E's are important for ACCA membership. Now, sometimes what happens, people just focus on exams because we are studying full time. Let's focus on exams, which is okay in a way, but you should also be thinking of the other E's also at the same time. How do you start preparing for the practical experience? Sometimes they all complete the exams and then start the experience, which is again will take time. So be very clear about when it comes to exams. You're studying at a learning partner like Elance, which is known for quality. So you'll have all the support that you need, the expert advice from them. But also I would urge you to use all the ACCA resources that we have. You may have seen the study hub resource, my examination, my examination performance report, MEP report, past question papers, practice tests, all those things, please practice and use it. And one more tip I want to tell you here, that for ACCA exams, knowing everything is not enough. If you have prepared thoroughly, you have completed everything, that is not enough to pass the exams. You may be surprised what I'm saying, but it is true. Because, for example, unless you may have all the knowledge, but unless you understand the question, what is being asked, and apply your knowledge to answer the question in relevant way, you will not get the marks. Right? And all this you have to do in less time. So you have to do right, and you have to do in less time. And for this, to learn how to do this, there are 3 ways. First way is practice. Second way is practice. And third way is practice. So, in practice is very, very important. The more you practice, the more you will get the skill how to do it fast and how to do it right. Okay? So please focus on this thing. The third tip I want to give you is, now you have learned about the importance of qualification, then how to focus on the membership. But the question is, how do I keep continuing what I am doing? For example, you may study on a daily basis. Sometimes you may feel not studying hard. You may feel like, why am I doing this? I have other things to do. So this is natural because you're all human beings. But what we need here is the focus. And to have focus, we need to be very clear, why are we doing this? We also need motivation, right? Motivation, what is motivation? Any idea what is motivation? For example, we have members like Roshni and Jeevan who will share, you know the success stories. I'm sure you like to become like them, yeah? That is your motivation. They inspire you. They inspire you with their success stories. That is inspiration coming from outside. But you want to become like that. That is your motivation. Motivation comes from inside. So you need to have motivation on daily basis. And we say motivation is like fire. If you don't keep adding the fuel, the fire will go away or die. So here they can come once in a while to inspire you, but it is you who have to keep yourself motivated on daily basis. And how to do that? How to be motivated? Just remind yourself, why are you doing this? And what will you get after doing this? Remember, I told you the first point, be proud of pursuing a qualification like ACCA. Remember, on daily basis, you have to remind yourself that if I do this, I'm going to get a lot of career opportunities. I can achieve what I want to achieve, right? So this is very, very clear. Keep reminding yourself on daily basis. And I hope you remember that story once. A teacher was teaching archery, which is to shoot with bow and arrow. And the teacher made a bird of wood and he kept on a pole. And he was teaching the students how to shoot. He brought the first student and he asked them to shoot at that bird. But before that he could shoot, he asked the student, what can you see in front of you? The student said, I can see the sky, the tree, the pole, and the bird. He said, stop, set aside, don't shoot. Then he got another student to shoot. But before he could shoot, he asked the same question he asked, what can you see in front of you? This student, he said, I can see the pole and the bird. He said, okay, just stop, stand aside. He got a third student to shoot, and before he could shoot, he asked the same question, what can you see in front of you? And you know what he said? I can see the eye of the bird. I can see eye of the bird. He said, okay, then shoot. So what is the difference between these three students? The first one could see everything, isn't it? And second one could see just few things, but third one could see only the goal. This is focus. The eye of the bird is your goal, right? Whatever you want to achieve. But then the sky, the bird, everything, the tree, everything is your distraction. You have to close your eyes, you have to move away if you have to focus on your goal. This is what is lacking today. People are having so many distractions. I don't mean to say that you have to cut everything yourself from your friends in social life. It's not that. But have the right balance. Have self-discipline. Self-discipline is about when to do what you need to do, yeah? Whether you feel like doing or not. So please have the self-discipline and motivation on a daily basis. Yeah? Fine, so I would like to conclude here, but now I have shared some 3 points with you and some advice. But in the beginning I told you that it may be life-changing for some of you, maybe for all of you, but some of you. The reason being, when we share something, not all of you will go and apply. Today you are motivated, you're inspired, and you want to do it. But tomorrow, or maybe after a week, gone back to normal. Do you agree? Yes. So but some of you may be very focused. They will catch these things and apply on daily basis, and they will continue. So it may be life-changing for some of them. But I would like all of you to apply this and make it life-changing for all of you. Will you do it? Yes. So working closely with Elance, we are here to support you. And start with small steps. If you want to go today and change everything, it is not possible. Small with baby steps. Small steps. For example, make a small change today, what you want to make. Just one change. Yeah, I'll give an example. If someone has to run a marathon, yeah, they can't start practicing from today to run a marathon, the entire thing from today. What they can do is today just run for only 10 minutes. Only 10 minutes you can run, right? Make it easy for you, first of all. Make it easy for you to do things. in small steps. But once you do regularly, you will get there. This is the key to getting or starting new habits. So please remember these three things I have told you.
Good morning, everybody. Can I have more energy, please? All of you had your breakfast? Okay. So let's have more energy and then let's make it very interactive. And that's the purpose of me coming here, so that we can have a very good interaction with each other. So respected dignitaries on the dais, Sajid, Althea and Roshni ma'am, and all the dignitaries from Elance. I can see proud rank holders, proud students of ACCA who are pursuing, and then I also see proud parents who have come to celebrate their achievements. So I'll not make it very lengthy, but I will cover a few aspects that you need to keep in mind. So when I came here, I was asking, what am I supposed to speak about? And I was told that our ACCA students are worried about career opportunities. So I'm like, why are you worried about career opportunities? You are part of a global professional accounting profession. It's a truly global accounting profession, and which is accepted in multiple countries across the world. And one thing that I'm fascinated about all the great work that ACCA does is the number of MOUs that they have signed, right? So even if you don't want to work in one of those countries where ACCA is the primary qualification, you always have the option to switch into the secondary qualifications that you have. They have all sorts of MOUs that they have signed. So there is no dearth of career opportunities for professionally qualified accountants, and they're actually opening corridors for a global career opportunity for all of you. Any doubt about that? You should not be doubtful at all, because you are going to be one of the top-notch professional accountants of the world, right? So there's nothing to be doubtful about. So what is in it? How do you land up in those dream jobs that you want to be? So that's something that we will touch upon. But before that, is anybody aware how many performance objectives needs to be covered? So there is a PER requirement, right? Practical experience requirement that you need to complete before you get your membership. Is anybody aware how many performance objectives are there? 9. How many performance objectives? So ACCA has defined 5 essential performance objectives, which is mandatory for membership. And then there are 17 other performance objectives. So overall 21 performance objectives. Okay? For the benefit of the parents who are seated here, performance objectives എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ 21 മേഖലകളായിട്ടാണ് ഞാൻ കാണുന്നത്. കരിയർ ചോയ്സസ് ആയിട്ടാണ് കാണുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ 21 കരിയർ ഓപ്ഷൻസ് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് അവൈലബിൾ ആണ്. You have 21 different streams in which you can start your careers. Yeah? Does it make sense? So I see them as 21 different career opportunities for you to start your career. Right? Be it in tax, be it in accounting, be it in audit, be it in consulting. So there are so many different career opportunities available to you to choose from. And that's why ACCA has given you 21 performance objectives in which you can start your career, you can do your practice, and then get your membership. And what was that 9 all about? Somebody told me 9. What was the 9 all about? Your 5 essentials and any 4 of the remaining 17 where you can practice and get your membership. Right? Is that correct? Yes, so that's the 9, that's where the 9 is coming from. So which means the world is at your fingertips. After doing ACCA, you have 21 different or even more different types of career choices that are available to you, right? And if you complete 9, you can get your membership, and then the world is open for you to start your career or restart your career in any of those different opportunities, right? And I can vouch that EY is one organization which has the option to practice all the 21, right? So that's the kind of organization. So global organizations like EY, KPMG, the big 4 organizations or consulting organizations, They give you an option to practice your careers across all the 21 performance objectives, which means we have the length and breadth of everything that ACCA has defined as performance objectives. Which also means that, and this is something that I keep repeating in all my sessions, everything that is written in your syllabus is very much what we do at work. Okay? So people are worried about audit and assurance, one tough paper, so-called tough paper. Financial reporting, people, oh my God, right? So everything that you study in all the 13 papers is exactly what we do at work, right? And what are we as corporates expecting out of you? To start with, you may be fresh qualified ACCAs who come in for an interview. What do we start with? What do we need as a basic expectation? What is a basic expectation? Go ahead. Audit. We will not be, we will not expect you to be knowing how to do audit, but what will be the basic expectation? Knowledge about what you have learned in the paper, right? Right. So we practice IFRS 15, for example, in audit or in other services, but then we would expect you to at least know what IFRS 15 is all about, right? Or IFRS 16 is all about. So what is that expectation from you is to have the conceptual knowledge of what you have learned in all of those papers and your ability to apply those concepts in scenarios. And that's what makes you stand out in an interview. So one person came to me for the interview and they said, I had prepared 12th standard accountancy for the interview. I said, you are an ACCA. We will only ask you about IFRS. We will definitely ask you about IFRS and we will expect you to be telling us your understanding or your application of how these standards are applied. Very, very clear. So that is one basic expectation. So conceptual clarity is something that is extremely important, right? So like Sajid mentioned, practice, practice, practice. That's the only mantra for success, right? And even for when you come for the interview, your ability to apply the concepts that you've learned and answer the scenarios that are thrown in front of you is what makes you successful. Make sense? I think that's something that you will need to really ingrain. While you're going through this journey, I know the focus is on getting that 50 marks, right? The primary focus is on getting that 50 marks. But then I would say the primary focus should be in grasping. You need to get that 50 marks to qualify, obviously. But why not 75 or 80? So the primary objective should be to really completely understand everything that is taught in each of those papers and being able to apply the concepts that you've learned. And sometimes people come to me for the interview and say that, oh sir, I did financial reporting paper 2 years ago. And I'm sorry, I don't remember the 5 steps in IFRS 15. So I'm like, you cannot afford to forget, right? Because that's something that you're going to be practicing or really doing when you come to our workplace. I'll give you one small story of why I did ACCA. So my primary qualification was company secretaryship. And my skill or my work domain was internal audit. So I used to do internal audit for clients. And thanks to EY, after joining EY, my clientele was all in the Middle East and North Africa region. So I was working with international clients, global clients. And again, very coincidentally, Middle East was moving into IFRS. So they had their own accounting standards and everything. And the entire Middle East countries, UAE, Kuwait, Qatar, and all of those, they were moving into IFRS. So they were implementing IFRS for the first time. All their finance departments were changing the ways of reporting to be aligned with IFRS. So I was here going and doing internal audits for them. So what I realized is that the entire finance departments were completely confused and clueless about these new standards which have come, and they were implementing those standards. And that's when the spark came that yes, I will need to be having that professional accounting duty. I need to learn IFRS. I need to understand IFRS. Otherwise, I will not be able to help my clients in identifying things that they are doing wrong or providing them value-added recommendations for improvement and all of that. So that's the spark that got me to do ACCA at a much later age than yours. I had all excuses of not studying ACCA. I had my family, I had my kids, I had my work responsibilities running, I had all sorts of excuses not to study. But then I thought this qualification is going to give me that edge, and it actually gave me that edge. So while I was doing my audit and assurance and financial reporting, I did those two papers together. When I was doing those papers, I could really add value at my client because I was able to apply everything that I was learning in my client scenario. I could see the application of IFRS 15 or IAS 16 and all of that coming into life in the client scenarios. And there was a lot of advice that I was able to give to the client, even when I was part qualified, to improve their operations. The client CFO was elated, and I would not have got any better feedback than this, even from my office colleagues or superiors. The CFO said, this guy knows IFRS, so anything related to IFRS, ask him. I was like, I'm yet not qualified. But then the amount of value it really gives you in terms of your professional knowledge, in terms of your conceptual knowledge is amazing. But if you have to take it in the right sense, right? You will have to read upon everything that you learn, understand practical applications and scenarios, and that is what will help you crack examination. And the only thing that helped me crack examinations at a later age was I was practicing it unknowingly or knowingly, because I was in the client delivering work for the clients, and then it was very easy. It was an easy journey for me, right? So that's something that you need to keep in mind. That focus has to be there, that real willingness and motivation to practically apply and learn about the concepts, learn more about the concepts. Just than getting that 50 marks, just focus about how these things really apply in the practical scenario, and that will completely make you stand out. Okay? So that's number one aspect of conceptual clarity that you will need to. You have to keep on building on it, right? So the moment you join companies like us, we will again get you certified on IFRS. We'll again make you do all sorts of learnings and other things. But then that initial thoroughness of learning has to come from you. And that's the key ask. And that thoroughness of learning will obviously contribute in making you pass the exams faster. Okay? Now, the biggest question here is, okay, I'm doing this qualification. Everybody is saying there is no dearth of career opportunities, but there are a lot of people who may not land up in jobs, right? Why do you not land up in jobs quickly? What could be the reason? So EY as an organization, we hire about 300 plus ACCAs every year. So we are 10,000 people in Kerala, between Kochi and Trivandrum. And then we hire about 300 plus ACCAs every year. And my region alone hires about 150 ACCAs every year. Can you imagine the number of applications that we receive? Yeah? Any thoughts on the number of applications that we receive for 150 positions? Any number, any ballpark number will do. How many applications do you think we receive for 150 positions every year? 5,000? Oh, that's a huge number. Yeah, so we receive around at least 3-4 times, right? So for 150 positions, we end up receiving 500-600 applications. And there is a screening test that happens, and all of that. And then there is a grilling interview that we do. All of that happens, and then finally people get selected. So how do you become that shortlisted person among the 500 or 600 applications that come in? What is that mantra of getting shortlisted? So remember, all these 500, 600 people are ACCA affiliates. Huh? So how do you get shortlisted? Bright smile will not get you shortlisted. How do you get shortlisted? Yeah? Everybody is ACCA, so how will you make your CV stand out? What do corporates need when they look at the CVs? What is that meat in the CV that we look at? Skills. What skills? Sorry? Critical thinking and all, I don't know. How will you write in a CV? You will write critical thinking in the CV. Okay. Well, how will you demonstrate your skills? So ACCA alone is not enough, right? What else can you do? ACCA itself is so difficult to qualify. So then what are you telling? So what else is required? Excel, PowerPoint, Power BI, add on those additional technology. Again, Sajid told you technology, digital, right? So add on those additional skills, right? And these skills will obviously help you in the exam also, because you do spreadsheets in the exam and then you need to be faster. You have very limited time of 3 hours to finish the paper, right? So you need to be faster. So get those additional skills and certification, because corporates are looking for people who come with certain amount of skills that are already there. We'll teach you the rest, but then that basic level of skills is something that you expect. Okay? Very important. So look at additional skills, additional certifications that may add meat to your CV. Second thing is, obviously, Sajid again was pointing out on communication skills. Right? So communication skills, how do you improve communication skills? I have no time other than reading my ACCA books. They are so fat. So how do you really do anything else, right? How do you improve your communication skills? By communicating, right? So stop talking in Malayalam. As much as possible, talk in English, right? Read newspapers. Be aware about what's happening around. All of that. And then one thing that I always personally do is I do rehearse in front of a mirror. Before going for the interview, it's okay to rehearse in front of a mirror. So at least that first question gets taken care, no? Your self-introduction part gets taken care. And then that gives you that confidence, right? So when you confidently do that self-introduction, it gives you a lot of confidence. And then the remaining things automatically come. So that the CV has to have is to be meaty with additional skills, be confident in communicating, and then have conceptual clarity. We will definitely ask you about IFRS. We will definitely ask you about your SBL, some of the concepts that you learn in SBL. We'll definitely ask you about financial management or AFM, depending on the competency for which, oh my God, AFM, everybody's like, how dare you? Yeah. So we're definitely going to be asking about all of that. So have those conceptual clarity. Some exams may have, elapsed 6 months back. My books are still in the shelf and nobody has even touched it after that. So it's important that you keep brushing up, important that you take additional skills and certifications, and those are the things that helps you really stand out as a CV. And then when you come into the interview, you will need to stand out by showcasing the skills that you may have and by showcasing your conceptual knowledge. So those things will help you to land up your most career choices. And then even then, there are some people who may not get selected. So you may not be able to start your permanent career to start with, probably. Be open for internship opportunities. Okay? After 9 papers, typically companies hire you as interns. Typically companies hire you as trainees. Be open for any career opportunities, because typically do all the 4 exams in one shot? You will take one by one only, no? Right? So then do whatever it takes, right? Whatever kind of opportunities it comes in. First of all, it adds to your PER. Second thing, it gives you those skills and competencies which you can apply in your exam. Your exam, unfortunately, is going to be more and more practical, more and more scenario based, right? So there's no choice that we have. So the more kind of career opportunities or work opportunities that you pick up, it helps you a better person. It helps you to apply the concepts that you've learned and helps you perform better in your examinations. So don't worry about always getting that, some of you may end up getting that top-notch job. Some of you may not crack it, but then pick up anything. And that experience typically helps you in getting placed after some time, right? But then focus on completing the qualification. After 9 papers, don't run away. Focus on completing the qualification, pick up whatever career opportunities that come up to you, and then be groomed enough. Self-grooming is something that you need to be very, very careful about. Be groomed enough with your skills, your conceptual knowledge to crack those interviews, and then the world is right there open for you. Right? So those are some of the key small things that you will need to keep in mind to crack those career opportunities. And remember one more thing, we all will work together as friends in making your CV, right? And what is your good name? Vaishnav makes excellent CVs. So, Vaishnav's CV will be taken by everybody and then you will all be copy pasting. Only the photo will be changed, everything else will stay. And we will ask you everything that you write in the CV. Every word, unfortunately, we are like that. Very bad corporates. Huh? We will read every word that you write in the CV and ask you questions about it. And then you will be like, oh my God, what have I written? How did this word come? Right? How did this project come? And then we will very clearly catch you that you have not done anything close to what you have written in the CV. That is the first reason to get rejected. Okay? It's okay to copy from very good CVs, right? So, but then make sure you reread the entire CV and write only truthful things about whatever you have done. Because we're going to ask you everything. Everything written in the CV. So write about every skill that you may have, everything that you have done truthfully, and be confident to speak about anything that is written on the CV. Make sense? Has anybody made that mistake? I see that mistake happening very regularly. And that is why I told you, when they come for the interview, they're clueless about some of the paragraphs written in the CV. Yeah? So these are small things that you can change to get into those dream career opportunities. And once you're there, the world is yours. But then even once you're there, be ready to continuously learn. Okay, we will not allow you to stop with ACCA. We will ask you to do internal certifications, IFRS certifications, and whatnot. Right? So be ready to continuously learn and progress, and that's how you enhance and upskill in your careers. Right? So after landing upon the career, also we will give you nightmares to continuously learn and upskill and recertify and all of that. So be prepared for all of that, and for that continuous learning is something that you will need to keep in mind when you land up in your careers, right? So all the very best. So these are small things that you can do to really land up in those dream jobs. And once you're there, I think the career, it's a bright career that's open for you, be it any company that you join, because I personally mentor a lot of ACCA professionals. I see them really excelling in everything that they do. And then growing fast and literally flying around with different beautiful career opportunities that they get within EY or outside of EY. So there's a lot of opportunities open in front of you across the globe. It's just that initial glitch of getting into that dream job. That is what you will need to crack. I think I've given you some tips and tricks of doing it. And then all the very best. Looking forward to see all of you having a very bright future. Also looking forward to see some of these faces in our floors. Whenever you qualify, be open to apply to positions in EY GDS. We are regularly hiring ACCAs. So looking forward to see some of you on the floor as well. All the best. Thank you. Happy to take any questions. If anybody has any question, parents, happy to take any questions if you have. Otherwise, any questions? All right. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Once you qualify all the exams, you will be in an affiliate pool if you're not finished your PER. So as part of, as a representative of ACCA members in India, what now we are trying to do is we are preparing them to face people like Jeevan. Okay, so what, like Joe's apart, so what we try to do is, we see that students have got all the theoretical knowledge. Knowledge base is fantastic, there's no doubt about it, and ACCA do test your knowledge inside out, no doubt about it. But once you become an affiliate, you are going to face the real world. So at that time, as I've got a couple of colleagues as well with me. So we are running a program called the ACCA Converse program. We connect regularly. When I say regularly, we connect monthly with the affiliates and members of India. So we are a bit focused on India. So we try to meet them regularly on a monthly basis and get them ready to face the real world. It goes from how to face interview, how to get yourself ready to get into a job. So once we take care of how to get into a job, we will be training you. Like, topics are very different every time. So we ensure that we give you a taste of the real world. Okay, because when you are the student, it's all gaga land. Once you become an employee or prospective employee, then it's a real picture. Okay, so things like how you can face the interview, very, very basic things like if the interview, I'll just give an example. When we look at the interview skills, how we prepare them, you will know the knowledge, you will know how to present. But basic things like if the interview is at 10 o'clock, and nowadays, most of them, I'll say it's hybrid, maybe the first session will be online. So what we tell the listeners or the audience in the Converse team is, if the interview is at 10, be ready at 9:45. Ensure you can log in. Have a space which doesn't have any disturbance. If you are taking it from home, prepare yourself. Make yourself ready in a way that you are attending a face-to-face interview. And as Jeevan rightly said, practice in front of the mirror. We do that every time whenever we are going for a meeting or interview. Even at this age, we prepare that way. Because only when you talk, you will be able to see wherever the flaws are. Because English is a really funny language, and that's not our mother tongue. Okay, so we need to write, read, and prepare ourselves how we face interview. Okay, so that's something which we do as part of helping you once you qualify ACCA, and various other things. If I can quote one more example, we will help you how to even tackle a difficult employer when we get feedbacks from work, how we can face it. Because all the time it will not be great news at employment and like at your workplace. So we need to face it in a gracious way, in a professional way. So we, out of our practical experience, out of all the work experience we have, when I say we, me and a couple of my colleagues, we are training the members and affiliates. And also at workplace, how you have to behave. So when you hear those words, behave from me, you will be like, what is she saying? Doesn't we know how to behave? Oh yeah, you will definitely know how to behave. But one thing what you have to remember is, once you qualify as an ACCA, once you become an affiliate, you can add ASCIN, affiliate of ACCA in your profile. So anyone, suppose you are working for ABC Corporate, a person who's working at ABC Corporate, when they see you ASCIN, they are not seeing ASCIN, they are seeing an ACCA person. So whatever you behave, whatever you say, how you carry yourself, you are the torchbearer for ACCA. So we are trying our best to train and equip you so that when you walk around to a workplace or for an interview or in any meeting, you are walking in as an ACCA in all the standards that ACCA is expecting us to be. Because in all the countries, we have got 183 countries, presence in 183 countries if I'm not wrong. So in all the places, that's our responsibility once we become ACCA. As members of ACCA, that is our aim, to prepare you and always be available for you at any time for any help. So we know that in India, we have got only members who are like about 2,400. So if we don't help you, who else will? So once you are ready with all your qualifications, we are also there. As Jeevan was saying, employability and everything is taken care of. We are helping you to prepare your soft skills. What you need at workplace, Excel, PowerPoint, everything, skills you will be able to find and you will be able to get trained. We are mainly aiming at soft skills, how to present yourself as not as Mr. A or Miss B, but as Mr. A ACCA or Miss B ACCA, because that's what matters. End of the day, once an ACCA, always an ACCA. I just want to quote an example which Jeevan was mentioning, coming to the CV part. What are we learning in ACCA? Ethics. Where is the ethics going there? Are we doing a good job then? Theory is theory, just for exam. No. Right from the time you register as an AC student, my dear people, your journey started. Everything you learn there, first thing you will use for your work experience. Like Jeevan said, everything will be asked. All the questions will be there. If you're saying you cleared that paper 2 years back, too bad. Brush up your knowledge. And read back and forth your resume, and like how you need to have all the words in the resume in your head. And as ACCA is expecting, you should be ethical, professional, and also you should not lose your integrity. If we lose all these three, then we will become just like a normal accountant. We are shedding lots of sleepless nights to get ACCA qualification, right? Are you not? Are you having fantastic sleep in the night just before exams? Thank you very much. Yeah, no. So, you are sacrificing a lot of your normal life to get those 4 words after your name, isn't it? So, value that, earn that, and flaunt it. Okay? So, employee ready stuff, don't worry, we are there for you.
Hi, I'm Vaishnav. So recently we had this discussion that AI replacing so many jobs. So are we gonna affect it? Is it gonna AI gonna affect us? Are we gonna jobless in a couple of years? Or how does this affect our job?
AI will definitely replace some jobs, but it's going to create 4 or 5 times additional jobs. And as ACCA qualifieds, are you going to be passing journal entries? That's a question that you have to ask yourself. Are you going to be passing journal entries? No? Journal entries, let the robots pass it. Right? Your skill set is becoming a financial consultant. You are strategic advisors. You are global professional accountants. Right? So the value that we are expecting from ACCA is your expertise in application of accounting standards, corporate governance, financial management, and those kind of things. We are not expecting you to be doing those routine, repeatable data entry jobs, right? So AI is not going to replace you, but then we would all expect. So as we speak, I'm myself doing a certification course in AI. So the expectation from professionals is to be able to use AI, right? Able to use AI for making your tasks easier. We're not replacing you, but then we are replacing some of the non-value adding activities that you're doing, or some of the time consuming activities that you're doing to efficiently use AI to cut short and increase your productivity so that you can focus your time on those value adding activities that can provide better value to your organizations, right? So that's the focus. So we need a lot of people who can write the right prompts, because if you don't give the right prompts, AI will give you some random answer, no? So we will need people to be upskilling, to be writing the right prompts. So prompt engineering is going to be one interesting career option, because unless you write the right prompts, you don't get the right answers from AI. So ability to use AI, ability to use technology, ability to write the right prompts, those are some additional opportunities that will come your way. But then there is no, I don't think you should, professionally qualified accountants should not be worried about losing jobs because AI is coming. Yeah, you will only have more opportunities to do better jobs and be better consultants on the financial domain.
Hi sir, myself Gayatri. So my question is, what is the future of ACCA gonna be? Like now n number of students are choosing ACCA, and like Jeevan sir said, for a 150 position, 500 plus candidates are applying. So like from the end of ACCA, what are you envisioning for the future of ACCA to be?
That is a great question. Thanks for asking that very good question. And this is the concern not only just by you. We see that many of you are having this concern that many of them are doing ACCA now. What about us? Whether we will have those opportunities or not? I think in the beginning I have shared the first message very clearly that there is increasing demand for professional accountants, not just in India but across the globe. I have also told you why. Because of the changing business landscape, they need expert people with skills that professional accountants will have. So the demand is just going to increase from here, more and more. Right? So don't worry about career prospects. And Jeevan also talked about this, that don't worry about being a professionally qualified accountant, don't worry about career prospects. It's there. But just focus on the right skills. And also some people may think that, ACCA is becoming so popular, there is so much demand in the market. By the time I qualify, whether I'll be in demand or not, right? But just remember that the demand is just increasing as we speak. There is acute shortage of professional accountants. In fact, we are focusing on enhancing the attractiveness of the profession, which means, of course, not in India, but in the other countries, accountancy profession is not very attractive. So we are making it more attractive. So there is all of us having a shared focus on making this profession more attractive to the young people like you. So that, because there is so much shortage, right? We need more accountants. So don't worry about the opportunities once you qualify, and if you have the right skills, of course, there is a bright future in front of you. Okay? Thank you.
Okay, I'm not getting any response. I really need response. Hello, everyone. Okay, that's better. So I know it's nearing lunchtime, and the greatest problem of being the last speaker is all your points are being taken. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to say a bit about myself and how at ACCA we are driving or helping you all to grow in the career. Okay? Okay, all right. Okay. I thought he's going to do something with the mic. All right. So I just want to you all to relax. We had sessions where really great things we heard. We heard how from Jeevan how they are going to crack you at the interview. So just chill out. I'm not going to bombard any serious things. So you can just relax. So to start with, what I would like to say is, as a person who is standing on the other side of the table. So when I say other side of the table, Sajid talked about how ACCA will help us. Jeevan told how it will help in the employability. So I'm going to talk about how things are happening at the other side, in the sense a person who has gained immense knowledge because of ACCA, and a person who has been blessed with so wider experience because I was able to follow a lot of things which Jeevan has mentioned when it comes to employability and facing the interview. All right. So when it comes to a very normal ACCA member, and like me as a very normal ACCA member, it will be mainly 4 things that we will gain. The reason why I want to talk to you about the gains that we will have as a ACCA member is, when I started my career, or I started my journey as an ACCA member, we didn't have anyone to advise us. None of you were even born at that time. We are from a different generation. I didn't start my ACCA when I just finished my +2. I started a bit late in my career. So I believe I'm kind of a very living example of where ACCA can take you, even if you start your ACCA journey at a later stage. Okay, so right from the time I took my ACCA admission, it was not at all an easy journey. There were a lot of other priorities in life. So I see that you all are just registered with ACCA at different levels of your study. Just after your maybe +2 you joined, if I'm not wrong, or is it after graduation? Both. Okay, it's a good crowd. I started after my post-graduation. Okay, yeah, oh, yeah. And when I was doing my exams back in those days, more than 20 years back, we didn't have anyone to teach us. We didn't have anyone to guide us. We used to get the textbooks all the way from UK. And when I was giving my first ACCA exam, there were nearly 20 people in the whole of South India, and that's it. We sat in a small room in the British Library, Chennai. That was the starting. And look where we are now. Just in Kochi, we have got this big crowd. And it's a fantastic journey, how ACCA have grown from where I started, because I saw ACCA growing in front of my eyes. I was also growing on the side. Okay, so I would suggest, like, now you are really young, as he was suggesting. People have started after +2, people started after graduation. You are at the right age, right place of your life. You got Elance to help you with all the fantastic lecturers and facility to help you clear the exam. You are really blessed. So make the maximum of it. And if I just come back to my journey, it's just because it's ACCA, I'm able to reach where I am now in my life and my career. If it was any other course, I won't have reached here. And that is the main reason I want to talk a bit about myself. When I started my journey, when I just had 3 papers to finish in ACCA, I stopped my studies because of a lot of other priorities that came through. And I was working. I thought, like, okay, that's it. Life is done. I'm having money. I'm having a good life, good job, happy. But still that ACCA spark was there. And I have to tell you, once you register for ACCA, even if we forget ACCA, ACCA will never forget us. They will keep on sending us mails. They will be like, what's happening to your exam? Are you preparing? Exam is going to come here. Did you pay your fees? Is your coaching happening good? Okay? So I'm sure ACCA is still like that. It would have grown now. Back in those days also, ACCA was like that. And that helped me for the spark not to die. So after 6 years, when I just had 3 papers to qualify, I restarted. I just shut down everything. I'm like, enough is enough. Even if I want to let go ACCA, ACCA doesn't want me to let go. So let me see what's so great in it. So that's a challenge which I took. But that decision just came like one lot. Because mails kept on coming. Are you not writing the exam? Is there anything worrying you? Did you pay the fees? How's your revision going? All those will come from ACCA. So I'm like, okay, if ACCA is pushing me this much, let me go back. So then it's like really worth taking it. That's the reason I came back to my studies. I resigned my job, pushed everything to the side, restarted my studies after 6 years. And at that time, I started 1 paper at a time because I've become old. My brain doesn't have much of absorbing capacity. There are a lot of other priorities in life. Now you have only exam, practice exam. Maybe some of them maybe started your PR. I don't know which stage you are. But let's just assume you are just studying. So only things which you have in your mind is exam, classes, assignment, practical exam, mock exam, exam entry. That's it. But after a stage in your life, there will be a lot of things as well your brain need to calibrate and function. So at that time, exams was tough because I was not completely prioritizing on exams. Okay, back to the story. 6 years down the line, I restarted my exams. And at that time, I was given the opportunity to restart my exam again. 3 papers, 1 at a time. I started again. Because when I saw the mails from ACCA that how is the exams going, I understood that I'm still alive in their world. Though in my world, ACCA was like dying. In ACCA's world, I was still alive. My number was still valid. My student number was still valid. And that's, as I was mentioning earlier, the spark that gave me to go back to ACCA. Okay, cleared 1 by 1, papers 1 by 1. And I think it is AFM, Advanced Financial Management, right? That was a nightmare for me. Yeah, let's be honest, a nightmare for me. It took me, I'm shamelessly saying you all, it took me 4 attempts to clear. And I was getting 48, 49, 48, 49 every time. And I was working as well. Yeah. I had a lot of pity for myself. But the passion or the spark to become an ACCA, it never died. And I finally cleared. Thank God for miracles. So, one part is done. ACCA cleared, fantastic. I was happy to write affiliate of ACCA after my name because I really gained that, isn't it? Lot of sleepless nights, not going for social functions, sitting and studying, exam preparation along with that job. So I wanted to flaunt it. I did it. Then the next journey started. Became an affiliate of ACCA, work career started. Then I just want to give you a very, very reality check. Because of ACCA, I was able to get exposure and options in my life. I'll tell you why. As I was saying, ACCA gave you knowledge. After the knowledge, you clear your exams. After knowledge, you will have your experience, PR, 17 objectives. Yeah, 36 months, you will get it. Then you are kind of very strong in that 17 objectives. I don't want you to think about 9. No, think about 17. All right? So you have that, you will get that 36 months exposure. You will have that experience you get. You are very well equipped. Because of you have ticked that 17, you've got a very big or very vast experience. You are exposed to a very different open world because you did your ACCA. Okay, so when I say exposed to a wider world, it is not, I'm looking at the country as well because ACCA we can work in different countries, not just India. Okay, so that was a third thing which I myself as an ACCA gained. And the fourth thing is options. I'll just elaborate that. We have knowledge, we got our experience, we got exposure. Now, in exposure, when we do that PR, we are getting a taste of real world in audit, tax, management, all those bits. If we are getting that exposure. So at that time, what will happen to us as a person, as an ACCA affiliate is, we are able to judge ourselves. What are we good at? Okay, so once we understand our own strength, then we can start working on it. And ACCA will help us there. The reason or the way ACCA helps us is when we look at a job opportunity, as we have experience in this wider range experience, we can pick and choose. We are not desperate anymore. We can pick and choose that options ACCA will give us. Because you have knowledge, experience, and exposure. So if you are good in audit, you can take that route. If you are good in FP, like financial planning and advisory, you can take that route. Okay, I'm just giving 2 examples. So that option, it gives us. And at workplace, if we are finding any difficulty with ACCA, you need not have to let go your integrity or ethics. You can always look for a different role. Because you will always outgrow your role as you move forward in your career. Okay? So I just want you to look at how it will help, how ACCA will help as a person in your work world or corporate world or in your professional world. And I consider myself as a very live example for it. I just want to quote one thing which Sajid told. How ACCA will help us to bounce back in times of difficulty. It's not that ACCA, you will write the exams and you pass and there you go. No. You will still be under our protective feather. That's why I was mentioning about Converse. We will be there for you. We will be helping you how to mend, kind of a mentor for you, how you can develop your soft skills. And another thing, when it comes to difficult time, the whole of ACCA community will come together to help you. When I say when you are in difficult time, if you lose your job, come on, let's be real in the corporate world. You may lose job. You may look for another job. You will have difficult days. It's not a glassy honeymoon period all the time. No, it's not. Okay? So, if I quote my example, during the COVID time, I lost my job. When I told this to the ACCA community, I lost the count of number of opportunities that came my way just because of being an ACCA member and because of the well-connected, committed ACCA community in India. That's one side of ACCA. The second side of ACCA is ACCA have got more than, there is a lot of mutual recognition agreement that ACCA got, where a person who is a member of ACCA can attain another qualification. When I say another qualification, another professional qualification. So, just because I'm an ACCA member, I was able to take CPA Canada, because at that time there was a agreement and I still need to write exams. So basically what I'm trying to say is you are very much at the right place, in right hands in Elance, so that the teachers are helping you to clear. And once you come out, people like Jeevan are there to make you, regarding the employability. And we, the ACCA community, and when I say we, I'm like four of us, we 4 peers are leading the ACCA meeting every month. We are there to help you for any bottleneck that you face, how to deal with even small things, how to deal with a difficult mail that you got, how to deal with a difficult feedback that you got. Do your best and leave the rest to the universe. It will come back to you. So I would wish, and I really honestly wish to see all of you as affiliates and members one day in my Converse Connect. Okay? You can always reach out to me in LinkedIn, and all the best for you for all the exams coming up and for a really wonderful, adventurous career in ACCA. Thank you very much.
So first of all, I would like to thank the whole ACCA team for here, and especially Jeevan sir and Roshni ma'am. I believe നമ്മുടെ സ്റ്റുഡൻസിന് എപ്പോഴും ഉള്ള കുറേ കൺസേൺസും കാര്യങ്ങളും എല്ലാം ക്ലാരിഫൈ ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ടാവും. Normally, these are the questions that students usually used to ask us, and thank you for addressing that. And specifically, I believe, ഇന്നത്തെ ഈ ഒരു പെർട്ടിക്കുലർ സെഷനിൽ എന്താണ് എംപ്ലോയേഴ്സ് നമ്മുടെ അടുത്ത് നിന്ന് എക്സ്പെക്ട് ചെയ്യുന്ന സ്കിൽസ് ആൻഡ് വാട്ട് വി ലാക്ക് എന്നുള്ളത് പ്രോപ്പർലി മനസ്സിലായിട്ടുണ്ടാവും, ആണല്ലോ അല്ലേ? പലപ്പോഴും നമ്മുടെ സ്റ്റുഡൻസ് ഫേസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന ഏറ്റവും വലിയൊരു ബുദ്ധിമുട്ട് എന്തായിരിക്കും എന്ന് ചോദിച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ, ഞാൻ നിങ്ങളുടെ അടുത്ത് ചോദിച്ചോട്ടെ, നമ്മുടെ കരിയറിന്റെ സ്റ്റാർട്ടിംഗ് പോയിന്റ് ആണോ അതോ കരിയറിന്റെ എൻഡിങ് പോയിന്റ് ആണോ നമ്മുടെ ക്വാളിഫിക്കേഷൻ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്? സ്റ്റാർട്ടിംഗ് പോയിന്റ് ആണോ എൻഡിങ് പോയിന്റ് ആണോ? ഡെഫിനറ്റ്ലി നമ്മുടെ ACCA ക്വാളിഫിക്കേഷൻ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ഇറ്റ്സ് എ സ്റ്റാർട്ടിംഗ് പോയിന്റ് ഓഫ് അവർ കരിയർ. ബട്ട് പലപ്പോഴും നമ്മൾ എന്താ ചെയ്യാന്ന് ചോദിച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ, ക്വാളിഫിക്കേഷൻ അറ്റൈൻ ചെയ്യുന്നതിനെ കുറിച്ചാണ് നമ്മൾ പലപ്പോഴും ശ്രദ്ധിക്കുന്നുണ്ടാവുക, ശരിയല്ലേ? ഏറ്റവും കൂടുതലായിട്ടും ഞാൻ പലപ്പോഴും കണ്ടിട്ടുള്ള കാര്യമാണ് 13 സെറ്റ് ഓഫ് പേപ്പേഴ്സ്. ഈ 13 സെറ്റ് ഓഫ് പേപ്പേഴ്സ് കംപ്ലീറ്റ് ചെയ്യുക എന്നുള്ളതിലായിരിക്കും നമ്മൾ പലപ്പോഴും ഫോക്കസ്ഡ് ആയിട്ടുള്ളത്. ബട്ട് ഇന്നത്തെ ഈ ഒരു സെഷനിൽ ഐ ബിലീവ് എല്ലാവർക്കും പ്രോപ്പർലി മനസ്സിലായിട്ടുണ്ടാവും എന്താണ് ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻസ് ഓഫ് സ്കിൽസ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻസ് ഓഫ് എക്സ്പീരിയൻസ് എന്നുള്ളത്, ശരിയല്ലേ? സോ എനിക്കും ഒരു കൺസേൺ ആക്ച്വലി എക്സ്പ്രസ് ചെയ്യാനായിട്ടുള്ളത്, പലപ്പോഴും നമ്മുടെ സ്റ്റുഡൻസ് ഓരോരുത്തരും നമുക്കറിയാം ഒരു 14 ഇയേഴ്സ് വരെ കംപ്ലീറ്റ് ചെയ്തിട്ടാണ് അവരവരുടെ 12th വരെയുള്ള ക്ലാസ്സസ് കംപ്ലീറ്റ് ചെയ്യുക. അതിനുശേഷം വീണ്ടും മേ ബി ഗ്രാജുവേഷൻ കംപ്ലീറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ടാവും, പോസ്റ്റ് ഗ്രാജുവേഷൻ കംപ്ലീറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ടാവും. And above all, you might be spending around 2 to 3 years on an average for completing ACCA qualification. So ഇത്രയും ഇയേഴ്സും പഠിച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞതിന് ശേഷം ഒരു ഇന്റർവ്യൂവിന് പോകുന്ന സമയത്ത് എത്ര പേര് പ്രിപ്പയർ ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ടെന്ന് ചോദിച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ഡെഫിനറ്റ്ലി ഭയങ്കര ഡൗട്ട് ആയിട്ടുള്ള കാര്യമാണ്, ശരിയല്ലേ? നിങ്ങൾ ഒരു അഡ്വാൻസ്ഡ് ഓഡിറ്റ് ആൻഡ് അഷുറൻസ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ AFM പോലെ ഒരു പേപ്പറിന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് you used to spend around 2 months or 3 months continuously on studies, question practice, mock exams, അതുപോലുള്ള എല്ലാ കാര്യത്തിലും സ്പെൻഡ് ചെയ്തിട്ടും ഈ ഓഡിറ്റ് പോലുള്ള റോളിലേക്കുള്ള ഒരു ഇന്റർവ്യൂവിന് പോകുന്ന സമയത്ത് എത്ര ദിവസം നിങ്ങൾ പ്രാക്ടീസ് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട് എന്നുള്ളത് സംശയമാണ്. അറ്റ് ദ സെയിം ടൈം നമ്മുടെ അടുത്ത് ഒരു പറഞ്ഞു തന്നു എത്രത്തോളം നമ്മൾ പ്രാക്ടീസ് ചെയ്യണം, എങ്ങനെ നമ്മൾ മോക്ക് ഇന്റർവ്യൂസ് പോലെ അറ്റൻഡ് ചെയ്യണം, സ്വന്തമായിട്ട് എങ്ങനെ പ്രാക്ടീസ് ചെയ്യണം എന്ന്. സോ ഐ ബിലീവ് ഇറ്റ് വാസ് എ വെരി ബിഗ് ഇൻസൈറ്റ് യു ഹാവ് ടു കീപ് ഇൻ യുവർ മൈൻഡ്. കാരണം ലാസ്റ്റ് ഡേ ഇപ്പോൾ ജീവൻ സാറിന് അറിയാവുന്ന പോലെ തന്നെ ഇപ്പം കഴിഞ്ഞ ഇടയിലൊക്കെ ഈ വയൽ ഇന്റർവ്യൂസ് കണ്ടക്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. ഇപ്പൊ ഇന്റർവ്യൂ കണ്ടക്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നതിന്റെ സെയിം ഡേ മോർണിംഗ് നമ്മളെ വിളിച്ചിട്ട് ചോദിക്കുന്നവരുണ്ട് എന്തൊക്കെ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് ആയിരിക്കും ചോദിക്കാൻ ചാൻസ് ഉണ്ടാവുക, റൈറ്റ്? ഇംഗ്ലണ്ട് ചിലപ്പോൾ ചോദിക്കാതിരിക്കുന്നുണ്ടാവും എന്തൊക്കെ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് ആയിരിക്കും ചോദിക്കാൻ ചാൻസ് ഉണ്ടാവുക. സോ ഡെഫിനറ്റ്ലി ഒരു ഫാക്കൽറ്റി എന്നുള്ള രീതിയിൽ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് പറഞ്ഞു തരുന്നതിനേക്കാളും കൂടുതൽ പല എംപ്ലോയേഴ്സിന്റെ അടുത്ത് വർക്ക് ചെയ്യുന്ന എംപ്ലോയേഴ്സിന് അടുത്ത് പറഞ്ഞു തരാൻ പറ്റും. ആൻഡ് യു ഹാവ് ഓൾ ദി കണക്ഷൻസ് ലൈക്ക് ത്രൂ ലിങ്ക്ഡിൻ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ സോഷ്യൽ മീഡിയ പ്ലാറ്റ്ഫോംസ് ഒക്കെ അതിന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് യൂസ് ചെയ്യാം. സോ ഇതൊക്കെ യൂസ് ചെയ്ത് പ്രോപ്പർലി ഓരോ ഇന്റർവ്യൂവിനും വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് പ്രിപ്പയർ ചെയ്യുക. ആൻഡ് അറ്റ് ദ സെയിം ടൈം നമുക്ക് വേണ്ട സ്കിൽസ് എന്തൊക്കെയാണെന്നുള്ളത് പലപ്പോഴും ഞാനും സി വിക്കകത്ത് കണ്ടിട്ടുള്ള കാര്യങ്ങളാണ്. നിങ്ങൾക്ക് സ്കൂളിൽ മോണാക്ടിന് പ്രൈസ് കിട്ടിയതും അല്ലെങ്കിൽ അങ്ങനെയുള്ള പല കാര്യങ്ങളായിരിക്കും വെച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടാവുക. ബട്ട് നിങ്ങൾ ഏതൊക്കെ ഫീൽഡിലാണ് വർക്ക് ചെയ്യാൻ താല്പര്യമുള്ളത്, നമ്മുടെ ACCA കരിയർ സൈറ്റിൽ കയറി കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ തന്നെ നമുക്ക് കാണാൻ പറ്റും അവൈലബിൾ ജോബ് ഓപ്പർച്യൂണിറ്റീസ്. ആൻഡ് വാട്ട് എവർ ബി ദ സ്കിൽസ് ദാറ്റ് ദ എംപ്ലോയീസ് ഡിമാൻഡ് ഫ്രം യു, അതും ലിസ്റ്റ് ഡൗൺ ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ടാവും. ശരിയല്ലേ? ഇപ്പൊ നമ്മൾ നേരത്തെ പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ തന്നെ പവർ BI പോലുള്ള ടൂൾസ് ആവാം, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ വേറെ ഏതെങ്കിലും തരത്തിലുള്ള റിക്വയർഡ് സ്കിൽസ് ആവാം. അത് ഏതൊക്കെയാണെന്നുള്ളത് മനസ്സിലാക്കുക. And now you have got a very wide length of opportunities in order to grab resources. അപ്പൊ അതിന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് ഏറ്റവും പ്രോപ്പർലി വർക്ക് ചെയ്യുക. ആൻഡ് എല്ലാവർക്കും once again congratulations for all the ACCA affiliates as well as the rank holders, and specifically the students who have cleared your ACCA exams in the very last June session exams. So congratulations everyone, and once again thank you so much for being here, for being part of Elance. Once again, thank you so much everyone.
First of all, I would like to thank the guests who have accepted our invitation. I know that today we have come to a conclusion for all those things which are going around in different ACCA groups, like is it going down, the demand of ACCA is going down, or I'm going to be a jobless person. I think now we have come to a proper conclusion. So as Alan have already mentioned, first of all, you have to understand that it's just a start of your career. Being an ACCA affiliate doesn't give you the job in such a way that once you complete ACCA, someone will come from EY and would like to say that, okay, can you please be seated in this job role? That won't happen, right? So I will always say that it just gives you an opportunity to knock at the door. Whenever there is an interview, obviously ACCA qualification will help you to be an eligible candidate there, to be present in that particular venue. But at the end of the day, if you want to get seated to that particular job role, it's all depend on how you present yourself and what all extra skills which you can add to that company. And I will obviously say that even as someone who is running a company, it is very difficult to judge someone just based on their certificates. Okay, because now we are in an era where people are much skilled enough without even a qualification. We have seen different examples of some successful entrepreneurs who have come to our society, especially from India, being in the startup entrepreneurial world. That person does not have enough qualifications as such. So the more than qualifications, the experience matter, the attitude towards the risk-taking appetite of our student, or the knowledge they have and how they are delivering the knowledge. That's all really important to become successful in your career. So ACCA is just a starting part. I will say that I have completed ACCA at the age of 21. So now I'm 28. So in these 6 years, ACCA, the kind of exposure which is given to me, is remarkable. But it's all about how you are using that opportunity. So whenever you get an opportunity to talk somewhere, or whenever you get an opportunity to enter an interview or conduct a section or deliver a section, it's all about how well you are using that opportunity. So it doesn't matter there is 100 or 1,000 out there who have completed ACCA. It's your attitude that I will stand out among them because I have that caliber, I've done my best to deliver that. So it's always have to ask that question. So I have done my best to get that job, either in the preparation part, either in the knowledge part. In the same way, as an affiliate or a faculty, I can say that the students, when they are literally learning a paper, because I'm someone who's taking FR and SBR, so I know that the importance of standard. So I always say to my students that it's not just about clearing the paper. How well you can practically apply that in the real-time scenario. Especially coming to the P-level, students always ask me this question like, so how can you just predict some of the questions who is coming for this exam? So then there is no point in going through such a bigger struggle, right? Because scoring SBR 80% or 85% doesn't matter if you're not able to attend a client question where he's asking you that how to apply an impairment standard towards asset. Or you are saying that, so after becoming an affiliate, you're just saying that I forgot ACCA, some of the accounting standard because I've completed FR before 3 years. Because these are some questions keep on coming to a employer level or even as on a faculty level point. So it's all about, you should understand for what purpose you are learning this course. Okay, ACCA does have different opportunities, different papers that you learn through will help you to learn all about business, not just accounting, but it's about how well you are learning it. Are you learning it in the right way? That's the question. It's not about clearing the paper, I will say that. It's not about clearing the paper or scoring ranks. It's all about how you have learned that, how you understood the concept, and you're able to apply it. Okay? So I'm really thankful for all insightful decisions or insightful experience which is shared by Jeevan sir as well as Roshni ma'am or even Sajid today here for this wonderful opportunity I've got all out. And I would really like to thank all my staff who have put their sacrifices to make it sure that this event's happening at the right manner and we are able to finish at the right time. So thanks a lot. Thank you guys.